What's up guys? In this video I'm gonna tell you guys every single class in the game. I bought every single class in advance, so I made this video, and yes, this video took a while. Please make sure to like and subscribe. But before we start this video, I just want to get over the updates and buffs, nerfs, bugs, and whatnot. So if you did not know, the game did update on March 15, 2005, and specifically it stated that lightning is now less likely to strike you. Now on March 16, 2005, there's a new patch update. So in this update, there's nerfs. So the high roller now sells 1.5 instead of 2 times. Price for a cowboy raises to 50 bonds, because cowboy understandably was like really unbalanced. The Alamo Ironclad no longer sells the armor. So if you did not know in the past, Ironclad and Elmo, they were basically really good. If you wanted to speedrun, I made a video on it already, but you can't do it anymore. You were able to reset on the selling outpost and then make money like that and be able to get to the game in under 30 minutes, which is crazy. So the next nerf and last nerf was the priest is no longer able to sell holy water. So in the past, holy water was really good to be sold. It was sold for like $45. They dropped it to 30, but people kept on abusing it. So now they made it so the priest no longer sells holy water. So for now, the buffs. The cost of the priest is lowered now to 75 bonds, making it more cheaper. Doubled the health gain from eating corpse as a zombie. Back then, zombie was a new introduced class. It only could heal a little bit. They doubled that health gain from eating corpses from anything. Next, we have the buff melee damage and movement speed from the vampire. Back then, the vampire could not move as fast. Like speed zombies would definitely catch up to you and outrun you. Now they made it so you're faster than fast zombies. On top of that, buff melee damage. The zombie class now less likely to get detected by enemies. Next, we have the bugs. So some of the bugs they fixed was the pacifist. Next, we have the survivalist fixed class. If you guys did not know, the survivalist was so broken back then that I'm pretty sure they nerfed it, but it's still really good. Being able to one-shot zombies at max health. They lowered the werewolf challenge to 50, and they stopped players from being able to swap their guns rapidly. Get now directly into what you guys have been waiting for. Okay, so the first class that you start with is None, and this class does not spawn with anything, so you would actually get this at the very beginning when you start the game. It costs 0 bonds, it's free. Difficulty, it's extreme, so you're not gonna have any other things besides a shovel and your true raw ability. And yeah, that's pretty much it for None. We're gonna move into the next segment, which is the classes that cost 15 bonds. So the first class that costs 15 bonds is the Doctor. So for the Doctor, you actually spawn in with 2 bandages and 2 snake oil. You're able to revive your teammates with no bandages, but it costs 50% of your health. So you can actually sell your bandages and snake oil. You get 5 per bandage and 15 per snake oil, giving you a total of plus the 70, so you get $110 at the very beginning. So you can actually end up getting a total of 5 coal, which is really good if you want to get to the end fast. Keep in mind, this class is really cheap, only costing 15 bonds. So if you guys did not know, the Doctor was actually able to revive yourself if you followed this method. So in the method that I'm going to show you right now is you need snake oil in your inventory, and with snake oil inventory, when you're about to die, you use the snake oil and you should be able to basically revive yourself. But in this clip right here, it does not work anymore. I'm pretty sure they patched it. So yeah, and then another clip that I'm showing on the screen right now, you know, I tried doing that once again, but this time I did not time it correctly. So yeah, they removed it. The last thing about the Doctor is the fact that you can actually revive your teammates without any bandages. So right here I have my alt account and it resets. Then I'm trying to heal my alt, and you can see in the top right corner that I'm taking half of my health every single time. Yeah, you can actually not die from this, which is pretty sweet. So you can technically revive your teammates infinitely and actually not die for doing that. We have the Miner. So again, this class costs 15 bonds, but it does actually spawn you with 2 pieces of coal right here. It also spawns you with a pickaxe, which is pretty nice. The pickaxe does not have any extra damage that I can do. You know, it's just a cool factor. So right here, I'm attacking the zombie, and it does take 5 hits, which is the same amount as the other ones. So yeah. And lastly, at nighttime, when it hits 9 p.m., that's when it actually hits nighttime and it gets dark. I have comparison right here. So we have the torch, and the torch emits a little bit of light, but compared to your headlamp, it actually spawns in a lot of light. So as you see right here, I have a lot of vision with my headlight. So yeah, once you go into, let's say, a building, like right here, the gunsmith, you're actually able to look at everything. Everything has light on it, so you definitely will not be losing any items. And lastly, what I tried doing is I tried resetting, and yeah, you cannot drop your headlamp. So that's just attached on your head, and that's not an item in the game. It's only exclusive for the miner. Okay, now we're gonna move into the arsonist, and the arsonist does cost 20 bonds, so it's the only class that costs 20 bonds. It is a damage dealer. In my opinion, I think it's like medium difficulty. So it does spawn you with 4 Molotovs, and it does have double fire damage. But majority of the time, you're not going to be using Molotovs, or majority of the time, you're going to be using guns. I'm just going to speed through this whole entire clip, and it takes a really long time for you to find a horse, but in order for the arsonist to be even slightly effective, you're going to need to have a horse so you can outrun the other zombies or any mobs in the game, because it does do double fire damage. I've been struggling to find a single horse, and it's based on luck if you end up running into a outlaw. But just keep in mind, you do need a gun to kill the outlaw, and if you use a Molotov, you can end up burning the horse. So it's really difficult to even get a horse as an arsonist unless you have game passes or you manage to get a gun. But yeah, this class does cost only 20 bonds, so yeah. Okay, so here I've got the Molotovs, and I've gathered up all the zombies as close as possible. Then I'm gonna throw the Molotov, and yeah, it does do a lot of damage. But keep in mind, majority of the time, you're not going to be using Molotovs because you're going to be using a gun. Alright guys, so now we're going to move into the classes that cost 50 bonds. So before I start this, just keep in mind that the Alamo cannot sell its helmet anymore. Because back then that you could reset, but now since the update, you can't sell your helmet anymore, so that's not possible. So once you spawn in with a crate, and once you open that crate, you have 3 barbed wire and 3 sheet metal. Ideally, you wanna secure the main cabin of the train. Also, this class is a support class. Remember, it does cost 50 bonds. It's a support class, but yeah, it does provide you with 3 barbed wire and 3 sheet metal. You're right here. I'm just gonna speed up this video, but in this clip right here, I basically built every single thing, placed every single sheet metal and barbed wire on the train, ideally as how you would want to. You could block out 2 windows, and you can block out the door so only you can go in, which is pretty nice. You can make a one-way door, only the player can come in, which is pretty good. Then you can just place the barbed wire in front of it, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the Elmo. So we're gonna move on to the next one. I'm gonna be talking about the Cowboy. So before the update, the Cowboy was actually cheaper, but now it got increased by 50 bonds because it is so broken, especially because it only costs 50, and keep in mind it's basically having a free game pass. So right here, the game pass, it literally costs 148 Robux, and with the Cowboy, you gotta get a mower for free, which is really nice. On top of that, you get a horse. Yeah, once you spawn in-game, you get a box with your class, and yeah, you spawn with a horse, and you also spawn with 2 ammo, a saddle, and a mower. But however, keep in mind, the horse can actually run away, so what you want to do ideally is that you want to bring the horse inside a room so that it does not run away. But sometimes the saddle automatically gets on the horse, but yeah, sometimes, a majority of time, the horse actually runs away, and you gotta go through the hassle of putting it on. I made a video on how to farm bonds the most effective way with the Cowboy, and keep in mind the Cowboy is only 50 bonds, so you can do this with really cheap, and I made a best method of how to grind bonds using the Cowboy, which is really neat. You gotta use the horse and ride around gathering all the zombies and basically outplaying them. Once they're all finished and whatnot, you can just get all the bonds as you want. So yeah, this class is definitely beginner friendly, and it is really easy to play the Cowboy, since you can just bring all of the mobs or hostiles behind you, and keep in mind the horse does outrun every single hostile in the game. Okay, the next and last class that costs 50 bucks is called the High Roller. So this is a class that everyone has been hyping about, and yes, the hype does make sense. This class is really beginner friendly, but the only downside is that you can get hit by thunder. If you remember at the very beginning of the video, I did say that they lowered the chances of you getting hit by lightning, but just keep in mind, having the high roller, you're likely to get hit by thunder increases by 10 times. So you gotta stay indoors, or I just recommend being on a horse or something. Just outrun the thunder. So in the clips right here, you spawn in with nothing, but whenever you go to the trading outpost, you notice that you can sell the gold for only $50, but if you hold E on it, it actually gives you a bonus. So you end up getting $95 at the beginning, which gives you enough to get 4 pieces of coal. I got lucky right here and I found a outlaw, so I was able to go to the town. And I got lucky again and it spawned in with 3 banks, which is kind of ironic because I'm using the high roller. Later on it becomes nighttime and crazy, it summons thunderstorms. So for some reason I did not get hit a single bit. I was actually anticipating to get hit. For some reason I didn't get hit with lightning or thunder or anything. I'm expecting them to buff lightning or thunder, because if you have 10 times chance to get hit by thunder and you're not getting hit by thunder like this, it's kind of crazy. So then I was able to loot every single bank and I got a lot of bonds and a lot of gold and whatnot. Now I'm gonna be able to sell all of this. So I went to the trading outpost, got every single thing, and yeah, I sold them. Literally everything. I sold gold bar right here, I sold a cross, I sold everything, and I ended up getting a total of $1,622, and yeah, that is way over enough for you to get to the end for 4 times, because if you did not know, you only need $400 just to get to the end by coal. So that means that I could get to the end 4 times already with that just that amount of money, and just from hitting or going to one single town with that high roller. But keep in mind, my luck was just luck, and it wasn't actually from the high roller itself. The high roller does not increase your chances from the towns, so I just got extremely lucky. It was just really ironic that I got it, and yeah, I ended up being able to buy literally the whole entire shop, maxing out all the turns I could get. Alright guys, so now we're gonna move into the classes that cost 75 bonds. So these classes are the priest, vampire, survivalist, and zombie. So first, we're just going to talk about the priest. So before I start the priest, if you guys remember at the beginning of the video, I said that the priest did get a nerf. So the nerf made it so holy water cannot be sold anymore, making it so the priest is hard. But yeah, in this clip right here, I'm trying to sell the holy water. Tried everything I could. Tried putting the crosses, holy water, did not work. None of the items are able to be sold now. Ideally, you do not want to purchase this, but from experience from back then, before the update happened, the priest was really good. But now, so if you guys did not know, holy water is actually able to refill the electrical gun, and on top of that, the crucifix can do the same exact thing. So right here, I'm gonna just use the priest's items. We got the crucifix right here, and yeah, right there, the zombies just died instantly to the lightning. And then the next thing that we're going to be using is the holy water. So I took it out of my inventory, throw it in this crowd, and yeah, they just burn. But it's not as good. This class is pretty difficult. I'd give it like definitely a hard difficulty, because this class is definitely not beginner friendly, especially because it costs 75 bonds. So yeah, just watch out whenever you purchase this class. The next class that we're going to be talking about is the vampire. So the vampire is a newly made class, and from the last update. So the vampire, it increases movement speed and melee damage. So yeah, you spawn in with the knife, the vampire knife that you normally could get from the castle. But yeah, you just spawn with it and you're really fast. So as you see right here, I'm running towards the outpost, and yeah, I'm just super fast. But the first thing I'm going to be doing is trying to sell this knife. So as you see right here, it is not sellable. Originally it would be sold for $100, but understandable, the knife is just too much. So yeah, you cannot buy it, you cannot sell it or anything. But also, as you can see on the top right corner, I'm actually taking damage from the sunlight. It's not like so much, but it is a decent amount, so you gotta stay inside you know, your train in the daytime. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the vampires in the daytime. So when you go to a town, it's actually really easy to, I guess, outrun these zombies right here. There's gigantic crowds and gathering, and you know, they cannot catch up to you, but at the end of the day, it's morning, so you end up dying. But once it's nighttime, it's actually really easy for the vampire to obviously move around, but you know, it takes a while for it to be nighttime, and luckily right here it was nighttime. We just took a bit, but it was lightning or thunder or whatnot, and I was able to outrun all the zombies. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the vampire. Vampire, I wouldn't really recommend buying. So next class that we have is the zombie. Zombie is again 75 bonds, and before the update, again, the zombie could not actually heal as much, so they doubled the amount of healing. Even though, you know, they doubled it, it didn't really increase anything. And on top of that, just keep in mind you're not able to use bandages or oil, which makes it really hard. The zombie can actually stay undetected, so as you see right here, I'm trying to use the bandages and it's not working. I'm trying to use the snake oil as well, and it does not work. Next, we're gonna move into the other clip. So right here, I'm running directly into the gunsmith, and there's a zombie right here. I'm about to kill them. I got lucky and got a rifle. Yeah, I'm about to kill him. Just like that, ate the zombie. And as you see right here in the top right corner, I'm actually not healing as much. I thought it would heal way more, especially because, you know, this class is 75 bonds, so it's gonna make a big dent in your wallet. Right here, I'm running directly to a town, and as you can see, they're not actually coming to me as fast, because normally, you know, the zombies would actually get attracted to you really fast. But right here in this clip, you know, I'm not getting really that many zombies attached to me, unless when I walk directly to them. But yeah, I end up eating every single one of them. You guys can calculate how much you need for full health. But yeah, honestly, this class is definitely medium difficulty, 100%. It's just like, just gotta keep in mind that, you know, you can't heal with bandages and snake oil. Now we're gonna move into the ironclad. So the ironclad in the game right now currently costs 100 bonds. This is the most expensive class in the game, and there are nerfs to it as well, so you're actually not able to move as fast. 20% reduced, but just keep in mind that you could, in reality, just buy the armor ahead of time in a normal game, and you won't have any, you know, movement reduction. But you spawn with a full set of armor, you get a helmet, chest plate, left shoulder armor, right shoulder armor. But obviously, when you spawn in, instantly be wearing it. And as you can see, I am super slow. I feel like this is slower than ever before. Like, this is really bad. And I used to think the ironclad was good. So before I get into it, again, I already said this in the video, but the ironclad was able to be sold, and I already made a video on it. 30-minute speed run, and I was able to complete the game that fast, so it makes sense that they nerfed ironclad, not being able to sell the armor anymore. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the ironclad. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and this video really took me so long, and yeah, it took me like 2 days just to upload this, and I put so much hard work. So please, if you can, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and comment any video suggestion that you have. I'm going to make a new comparing list, a tier list with every single class in the game. I did that previously and it got like 3,000 views, you know, but I'm gonna make an updated version. It's gonna be all like no bias or anything, 100%, especially because I have all the classes in the game already, so I can't be biased. I have literally every class in the game. Make sure to watch that. You know, I'm gonna post it in the future, but you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Comment again anything that you guys have. Now on, I'm gonna have the top comment in every single video be in the front of my video. So yeah, so make sure to comment down below, and if you get the most likes within the time that I make the video, then yeah, you're definitely gonna be on top of it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed again. Make sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye, guys.